Demon Slayer is a series that, although it is quite good at many points, does have a lot of problems structurally and story wise. So, I'd like to go into them along with overall how it could be done far better. Starting off with the main reason why I have a problem, the demons. The demons, although I like a lot of them, like the big three right here, um, the whole system as a whole isn't quite good. If you're gonna eliminate most of the bottom half, then you should eliminate most of the bottom half and not waste any time explaining them. Well, not take up a whole scene with them. The reason why I say this is mainly because of the fact that they all go into Enmu anyway. Why not build up to them? Why not have other demon slayers be awarded for taking them down, and that in overall to try to give more of a prestige to these Hashira or other characters in order to not make our cast of heroes seem so small, as although we do know that being Demon Slayer is quite small in terms of the numbers, mainly due to secrecy. It is quite hard in terms of, well, just bashing one down. It can make our enemies, well, not ours, but the characters' enemies, seem a lot more realistic in terms of their fears of being killed. That although the sun is out there are multiple other ways they could die, mainly from the slayers. Hence why others would be more reprehensible or be actively doing more things in order to be either hidden or be able to afford some level of secrecy or survival, like Daki, uh, allowing us to not have multiple characters be able to jump other demons all at once. I do quite like demon techniques in this, but I do have a lot of questions, mainly with concerning how do their transformations even occur? How do they look the way they do based off of like what factors? To be honest, the whole thing is kind of confusing in terms of like how do they even attain these in the first place? Do they develop them themselves, or do they all just yeah? But but the main problem with it is Muzan. He is the main bad guy, and his main motivation is losing all mortal weaknesses, which also so happens to include his weakness to the sun. Well, currently in his demon state. Uh, and we know later on in the story, along with previous events, that he can see through other demons' eyes and witness what they have, even if he's not there. Which, when we see from him and other demons, and how he's able to easily command them, not through having them, not even through going to talk to them, like with Susamu and Yahaba. He's able to control them and get them to go out there and do things for him remotely, in of which I have a problem with this fight scene, mainly due to Muzan being able to, like he did with Susamu and Yahaba, being able to call on any demons he wants, which also includes the upper moons, which also begs the question, why wouldn't he send all that he needs to kill Tanjiro. He doesn't really. He has PTSD from um, Yoruichi, so which Daki felt because of her connection to Muzan. So why not send all his forces at a relatively weak opponent and gun them down from behind using all their abilities at once? I mean, we even see that later on in the series. The strongest moon, Kokushibo, is easily able to take on Gyome and Sanemi, two of the strongest, and again, we know that Muzan can see everything. So again, having Kokushibo, Doma, literally everyone else, and it doesn't even have to be at the Susamu and Yahaba moment. It could literally have happened anytime during any of Tanjiro's early fights, even after and during the train incident. So overall, Muzan, total idiot that I don't understand. But moving on to the heroes, I overall really like the Hashiras, but the main problem comes in to depth in understanding our characters. We understand and care for characters, and hence why this arc, the Saiyan arc, is so pivotal for a lot of people because we care a lot about certain characters, particularly Tien Shinhan and Piccolo, with both of their struggles in that fight being some of the most heart-wrenching scenes in all of cartoon or animated history. With this whole reason here essentially being that if you don't have characters you care about, um, then what's the point on if they live or die? Not to say that they weren't done well, like Tengen's story, but if we were given extended moments with them, like each one having their own arc individually, then we could be able to build up to us feeling something for their characters when they die. Overall, giving more weight to, well, how they died. So, and also like getting revenge on who killed them, and well, overall that. But someone might say, how would you go about doing that? Well, the main thing with me would be handing each Hashira a sidekick. Tanjiro already has Gyu. Sanemi would just be given his younger brother. The butterfly girls already have themselves. So, who could be that choice? I think Obanai for Inosuke, mainly for the fact that it would help explain and give away why Inosuke is so like dedicated and knows so much about Slayer, Demon Slayers. Yes, I know it's already in his backstory, but it could be beaten into him by Obanai, considering that Obanai is kind of a dick. That would also kind of push into why he knows more than Tanjiro about it and why he's kind of strict about it. And as per Zenitsu and Rengoku, it would help mainly with confidence issues, and the whole reason why this pairing would even happen in the first place would be because a way that Rengoku would know Zenitsu would be through his dad. Rengoku would know through his dad's backstory and everything that uh, he would know Zenitsu's teacher, and through that he'd be like, all right, I gotta train up this young lad to be as strong as me one day or some. And that's how you can get all three to be more relatively connected, as uh, their three teachers would see it fit to have the three upstarts be as close. And through the several arcs that these characters would go through with each other, we would care far more, particularly with Rangoku's death. I'm sorry, I am not great with Japanese names. Um, I really love this moment, but I do believe it is quite ruined. We love Jonathan's death because of uh, how much weight and how much time we had to understanding his character and the build up to, well, his final moments. We did, although it was a fleeting feeling of sadness, it was still fleeting when Rangoku died. It's not the same with, and when Dio died, it was quite satisfying, as, well, he spanned most of the story, and still kind of does, in one degree or another. With this whole moral point being that we don't really care too much about uh, villains like Doma, who are introduced in the same arc that they die. They don't give too much story behind them, too much weight, because they just flat out die. If Grimmjow did all the things he did in the same arc that he was defeated in and stopped appearing afterwards, then there would be no weight. The several arcs before that, where he demolished everyone, everyone either not close at all to Ichigo, close, and forcing him into a rampage. All the weight from previous events should be felt in their last moments, which is why I'm so frustrated about Demon Slayer, considering the fact that it does have a lot of potential story-wise. It just lacks out and stops at being totally successful at it. Sanemi and his younger brother could have been a great anime duo, with them with them taking on a moon together to reignite their bond. But we don't have that scene. Why? Because, like how I see a lot online, everyone for some reason hates it when something is long. Long does not equal bad. Long only equals bad when there's nothing quality happening in that span of time. There's nothing happening, or there's just a lot of long pauses or breaths. There's not. It's the reason why a lot of people have a problem with Ahsoka. It's not just because it's bad, it's because it's also wasting your time with every moment the characters just standing there with their arms crossed, wondering what to do. The reason why everyone loves the Entertainment District so much is because, although it is brief with Tengen, it is executed well. And although I would still like to see more of Tengen, I would say that this is sort of a good template on how to do the arcs that I was talking about. Certain comparisons that I would like to make with Hashira vs. Moon matchups would be Sanemi versus Ryu, Rui, sorry, where, well, their comparisons are quite obvious, and the battle would more or less be, inside of a burning building with the two, being able to choose between, the two paths that they're on, either throwing away their, family, or, um, or working with them to, do what's needed. Sanemi, he would feel the urge to kick his brother out of the burning building to save his life, and fight Ryu head on. But he would work with, his younger brother to battle Rui. Rui would, um, automatically choose to absorb his spider family. And because his heart grew too cold, and he did have the choice to, he just didn't because, well, he doesn't know what road he should go down. He wasn't given, any proper motivation to become a good person or a good part of his family. Another one, I do think, even though the entertainment district was good, a lot of it was mainly because of Gyotaro. Daki didn't have a lot of time to shine or be a menacing presence because she spent the first half of it being mysterious, part of it being kind of pathetic, and then the rest being the sympathetic villain, that's controlled by Muzan. It's not too well fleshing out of her character like Rui or Enmu or most other moons because, well, unlike them, she didn't spend as much time getting the menacing part done. And there wasn't, although I did like the build up to her battles, there wasn't a whole lot in terms of her getting any form of spotlight on her strength in trying to make her a threat within the series. And the comparison between Mitsuri and Daki here is quite obvious, for a thematic reason. Overall, Demon Slayer would still be able to keep its simple storytelling. It wouldn't need any grand plots like Bleach or Naruto or One Piece or AOT. It would have its same old simple everything, but it would just need more depth, more layering, and more time built into it to lay upon the grounds of this infinite castle. Wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification to know when new videos come out. And I will see you next time. Bye.